Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 3. My name is NURLIANA binti Muhammad ZAINI. Matrix number 212060542.
My name is SITI NURLIANA binti Muhammad SABARI. My matric number is 21206057
My name NURUL INSYIRAH binti PISALLULHAKIMI. My matrix number 212060548.
My name is SYAKIRAH binti RAHMAN. My matric number is 21206050.
So now we will discuss about why study abroad is challenging. So in my opinion, because when we study abroad, we away from family and friends. So living abroad is awesome when everything is going well, but when heaven seems to conspire against you, you can really feel on your own. Your usual support network of family and friends will be hundreds, if not thousands of miles away. Even if you weren't previously aware of how important they were, now is when you find out. This challenge is likely to be felt most especially true for the first few months of studying abroad. But then, you will build up a new support network, and after a few or so, everything will be okay. Next is when we study abroad, it is not always easy to make friends in a new city, especially if you are a shy or an introvert person. You need to start it with the social and activity clubs at your university. At times, your mood may fluctuate during your stay abroad. Assignments can be stressful at times. Treat your psychological states of mind the way you will take care of your body. Try to keep yourself calm, be with good friends, and keep yourself busy in interesting activities. If required, ask for help from a counselor or psychologist to talk about things leading you towards your anxiety and depression. So, study abroad is not easy when you don't have friends and you don't know how to make friends. So it's quite hard for introvert person to make it easy. So, how about Liana opinion about this topic?
In my opinion, studying abroad is one of the most exciting chapters of a student life. It is a unique experience that provides the perfect opportunity to travel, meet new friends, learn a new language, and of course, obtain a world-class education. For some, however, moving to another country is not an easy transition, and there are challenges along the way. Every country has different cultural standards. In addition to becoming familiar with the language and the country's currency, you will also have to adjust to the local culture. At home, you probably are not aware of the unwritten rules, those day-to-day things you do which may be unfamiliar to the foreigners. One example is a simple handshake. In one country, a firm handshake is standard practice, but in another country, it may be considered offensive. As with everything else, observe the local and immerse yourself in their culture. You will eventually adjust and can even teach your new friends about your culture. International students must cope with the rising culture shock while studying abroad. When you go abroad, your daily routine, culture, food, and the attitudes of people around you are no longer familiar. The process of recognizing, understanding, and adapting to this change is called culture shock. Culture shock is a series of unusual feelings that hit you when you move to a country when the culture is very different from the culture you got used to. There's nothing to worry about. It is a common thing among international students. Culture shock can be shocking for two reasons. Either something new and extraordinary happens in the host culture, or a crucial culture elements of your home culture is missing. Culture shock is not a joke. When you start your international studies in a foreign country, you must be face culture shock and you have to conquer it. But don't let culture shock get in the way of studying abroad. In order to face the minimum possible culture shock, you have to prepare well in advance. That way, you can eliminate a substantial part of your problems in your host country. How can you overcome culture shock when you are already studying abroad? First rule, don't be hard on yourself. Experiment come with a mistake. Get over them. If you suspect that you suffer from extreme culture shock or some symptoms that get more severe and physical, the offered practical solution may not help you out. Even though you've tried hard, you feel that you are simply unable to advance to the adjustment stage of culture shock. Always seek for help. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Culture shock has a different impact on each person, so immediately discuss with your parents, friends, or local international office. At the same time, it is recommended to ask counseling service from the international office of your home university if you have one. The sooner you discuss it with professional, the faster you can go back to enjoy your study abroad program and make it into a positive life-changing experience. Now, I would like to know our opinion.
For language problem, one of the reason why is studying abroad is challenging. If you can see, in Malaysia, education system for students who want to further study to the other country need to learn about the language 6 months to or a year to spend their time. Some students, they may think that 6 months or a year just to study about the language is waste their time because they need to spend the whole year or 6 months to study about the language. At the same time, to learn about the other language quite challenging because they have a lot of differences compared to our language, such as in Malaysia, as Malaysian, we use alphabet ABC, such as ABC, and we have a different pronunciation, completely different and quite confusing from the other language. Even if you are studying in a country where you speak the same language, they are challenging to clear. Locals are using slang you are unfamiliar with, and several words can be used to describe the same thing and will make you more confused about that. Sometimes this makes you feel like an outsider, even though you know how to speak their language. But still, you are not a native speaker like them. But most locals appreciate you trying to communicate with them in their native language and try to speak in their slang. But it seems like a big obstacle to overcome. But if you want to overcome the challenging, you need to practice more to make you more comfortable to use the language. But if you take it as a learning opportunity, you will enjoy to study the other language, and it will give you more advantage in the future if you know a lot of language. Not just you learn about language to study, but maybe you can use it when you go to work. That's it. Uh, Next, I need to ask Shakira, what your opinion about studying abroad is challenging?
My opinion is finding the right accommodation isn't easy. Very often on campus, accommodation gets filled up faster and students have to resort to other means of accommodation outside the university campus. This can often make you pay a huge amount to avail your preferred accommodation. Often it has been seen that certain Facebook groups run online scams by showing fake photos of houses and end up asking for a lot of money as a security deposit in that process. Students fall victim to this kind of scam and lose money in the process. They eventually figure out that this kind of property never even exists. So, to sum up, it is very important to look for accommodation from reliable, trustworthy sources. Next is managing finances is difficult. Irrespective of all your effort to plan your finances, budget, and also track your expenses throughout your stay. Sometimes it really gets tough to manage the expenses. Even if you're managing your money perfectly well, you can still end up broke out having less than you need. Before you opt for a job, you need to double check the rules around your student visa. Based on the country you're studying, you may be limited to the time and location of work that you can take. Always check your campus, classify, and different job board for new opportunities. You can also go for different freelance gigs or part-time work opportunities to manage your finances a bit better. That's all.
So based on this discussion, I think that financial problem is the main problem for students who study abroad, because it's not easy for them to look for work, for side income, and the living cost is different from own country too. So what you got your opinion about this?
I also agree with Syakirah's opinion about their financial. Student is hard to do any work when study and study use more money to buy anything in especially in other country because our currency is different. How about others' opinion?
In my opinion, to plan your finance budget and also track your expense through your stay, sometimes it's really tough because you need to manage your money to spend what your need to buy or anything about study or about your life. So you really need to manage your financial to make sure that you can survive in the other people country. That's all for me. What is your opinion, Huwainah?
Even for Malaysian students also have a problem with financial. So I'm sure for those who study abroad, we have the same problem, even worse. So it's easy for them who study abroad with scholarship. So they don't have to really think about the financial. I think that's all from us. Thank you.